What up, what up, what up, Entourage? Welcome to week 13, the last week of the regular season. Got our start sits today, guys. As always, it's been a busy week, this NFL. Lots of injuries, stuff coming in. Even as I'm making this video, well, let's not waste any more time, guys. Let's get into it. The Fantasy Football Entourage are winning. All right, guys. So, real quick, if you guys are interested in the bets, it's going to be $20 for 5 to 10 bets. DFS is also $20 if you want those lineups as well. If you want my lock-in bet, one bet, it's going to be $10, guaranteed to win. If you don't win, you get the next week free. That's how we're doing it from now on. For those of you that took advantage of the Black Friday special, kudos to you. You'll be getting those lineups probably an hour or two before the game on Sunday. I'm waiting last minute because we keep getting like last minute stuff that affects the players and affects the games. I remember one week I picked Derek Carr to get over 250. Bad idea, especially since it was a bad weather game. I didn't know until last minute, and because I sent the lineups the night before, I wasn't able to switch that. So that's why I'm waiting to the last minute, so plan accordingly. Well, guys, let's get into our start sits, beginning with the Saints and the Falcons, okay? Now, I know a lot of people got Taysom Hill, and you've been happy with his performance, but he hasn't been good from a quarterback standpoint. So he is a little scary. It's a division game. I remember last year where Atlanta was pure trash, and everybody thought they were going to get thrashed by the Saints, and they actually beat the Saints. So this is a tricky game. Atlanta's playing at home. Their defense has been a lot better under Raheem Morris. Just ask the Oakland Raiders. And I do feel like if Taysom Hill continues to play the way he's played, which has been very mediocre, he's been saved by his rushing touchdowns, yes, from a fantasy standpoint. But remember, there's also a reality point to, this whole fantasy football. And if he's not playing good in real life, they do have a very capable backup in Jameis Winston. So that part scares me. So I would not get cute and start Taysom Hill over. I don't even think I would start him over guys like Kirk Cousins or Ryan Tannehill. Both have been pretty good and have really good matchups. So just keep that in mind. Atlanta's playing better. Taysom Hill's not looked good. The only thing saving him right now is his rushing. With that said, I do like Michael Thomas because he's getting a ton of targets, and Atlanta can't stop anybody in the secondary. They've been a lot better, though, against the run. I do think Latavius Murray's big game was a little bit of fool's gold. I said that in my last video. Don't believe the hype. Kamara, you're still playing Kamara because he does have the ability to pop at any given moment because Atlanta's been good against the run. They've been a little more susceptible against pass catching backs. So you got to start Kamara. I know he's not played good. I know the Taysom Hill factor. Yes. But I'm sure Sean Payton knows that as well. And it wouldn't surprise me if they make it their business to get him the ball. But other than that, the only person I'm starting on this team with confidence is Michael Thomas, Kamara to a lesser extent. Taysom Hill, again, depends what you got. All right. And then on Atlanta's side of the ball, the Saints have absolutely been lights out defensively ever since they were decent before, but when they got Kwan Alexander, that took them to a next level. They might have Janoris Jenkins out, so Calvin Ridley is probably my favorite play out of any Falcons. I don't like Matt Ryan, who's been sacked 18 times the last 2 games by that Saints defense. Julio, you got to play, but I like him to a lesser extent versus Calvin Ridley. Hurst, tight end is a crapshoot. If you got him, you're probably playing him. But like I said, the only person that I really like is Calvin Ridley. I do not like Todd Gurley or Matt Ryan though. So yeah. Lions and Bears, I don't know what's going on with DeAndre Swift. If he plays, you got to play him. Adrian Peterson came out and said that, he hasn't been the same. He hasn't had the type of energy. Be on the lookout to see if they play him or not. I thought they were going to play him last week and they didn't. So if he plays, you probably got to play him, but it's not a great matchup against the Bears. I don't really like anybody on Detroit. Only DeAndre Swift if he plays. Okay, Marvin Jones, not a great start. Tough matchup. I consider him a borderline flex at best. From the Bears, Montgomery's got a great matchup against Detroit. He gets a ton of volume, so I could see him having a nice game. So I do like him in that high RB2 range, possibly low RB1. A-Rob got his quarterback back. I mean, Mitch is not good, but he's very good for A-Rob. You saw he was a top 10 receiver last year. He got 2 touchdowns last week, so you got to like A-Rob. Even Mitch Trubisky, he hasn't been a good quarterback, but the one team he's played good against has been the Detroit Lions. He's killed them. And because of his rushing ability, he gives you a pretty safe floor. So I actually like him even over a guy like Taysom Hill. And I do like the Bears defense. And I don't know if I mentioned it. I said, the Saints have been lights out. Obviously, you like the Saints defense as well. Okay? So next game, the Browns and Titans. I like this game. I expect it to be a high-scoring game. Titans have been in a lot of shootouts. Their defense is trash. Their offense is great, especially Derrick Henry. He's on fire. Once that weather cools, November, December, it's all about Henry and Chubb. Those are my 2 favorite running backs this game. Both defenses can't stop the run. Both guys are amazing. My 2 favorite running backs right now. I think Mayfield could be a sneaky play if you're in a deeper league, because I do expect a high-scoring game. Tennessee's secondary is awful, so he will have to throw more than usual. Austin Hooper is also a sneaky play. Titans, again, their whole secondary is bad, including against tight ends, so I do like Austin Hooper. That's his guy. Landry, because of the game and the amount of points that I expect to be scored, is also a flex play himself. Okay? And then on Titans side, love A.J. Brown's game. Love Ryan Tannehill. Obviously love Derrick Henry. Jonnu Smith had a nice matchup as well, but he's out. Frisker's a dart due to the fact that Cleveland can't stop tight end, and it's been like that. Bengals and Dolphins. Cincinnati, Boyd and Higgins. Boyd should get the volume. Higgins just great talent. You saw he overcame and scored a touchdown despite having a backup quarterback last week. But they're flex plays, okay? They're decent flex plays, nothing more. And that's all I'm touching on the Bengals side of the ball. The Dolphins, you could fire him up. If Fitz starts, I like him too. He hasn't shown us nothing yet. Gesicki had a touchdown last week. Cincinnati bad against the tight end, so I expect his momentum to continue. And Devontae Parker's is a high wide receiver too against Cincinnati. That defense is known for giving up the big plays, and you know how much Fitz loves them. Dolphins defense continues to roll as well. Jags and Vikes. The only Jag you really trust right now, he's getting a ton of volume, and he's pretty much matchup proof. He's proven that. That's James Robinson. But I also like DJ Shark. Minnesota at home. Jags defense blows. I expect them to score a lot. Their secondary is awful. If it wasn't for Teddy Bridgewater missing DJ Moore on every possible play he could, DJ Moore could have had a big game. I expect DJ Shark to do the same. If he plays, of course. And then on Minnesota's side, expect a bounce back game for Dalvin Cook, assuming he plays, or if it's Madison. And then Kirk Cousins. He could be this week's Derek Carr. You never know. I swear, every time it feels like, you could trust Kirk Cousins. He gets a great matchup, and he clunks. So, wouldn't surprise me if he clunks, but the matchup's there. He has been on fire. He's got Thielen back. Jefferson's been on fire. Love both of those guys as well. Although it looks like very seldom games do they both go off, so we don't know who's going to be. But, if I had to take a guess Thielen. It could very well be Jefferson, or maybe they both show up. I don't know. I have a hard time believing that because they still don't throw that many passes. Raiders and Jets. I expect Carr to have a bounce back game. I never trust Carr. Can't say with 110% confidence, but I did say last week I expected him to clunk against Atlanta. He did. This week, though, I feel a little bit better. It is the Jets. He's also going to have to throw more because Jacobs is out that game. And Darren Waller is also a great play against the slowly Jets defense. Now, the one you have to watch out, I did mention Jacobs is not playing, but don't be so confident Devontae Booker. There's a reason he's been cut and cut some more. And now, yes, he's in a good position, but the Jets have actually been pretty good when it comes to yards per carry. They give up a lot of points, but yards per carry, they have been able to shut down. Devontae Booker now, he's a capable pass catcher, so he might get his points there, but just buyer beware. Do not play him in front of any of your studs like Antonio Gibson. I wouldn't even play him in front of Jonathan Taylor either. He could be this week's Brian Hill, so I'm warning you right now, do not get cute when it comes to Devontae Booker. And then on the Jets side, I guess, Denzel Mims getting targets, so flex consideration could be a breakout game. More of a DFS play. Same thing with Perriman. He's been pretty good, giving you double digits, but again, both of those guys I would see more as flex. Gore could be a flex too. This Las Vegas, they're the most generous against running backs. They even made Ito Smith resurrect for the dead, although Brian Hill had a clunker. So, Gore is actually a decent play, maybe low RB2 flex, something like that. Colts and Texans. Looks like they're getting the Indianapolis Colts. I like their defense. They're getting the DeForest Buckner back. I think that's part of the reason Derrick Henry had a big game was because he was absent due to COVID. So he's back. So I like the Colts defense. Jonathan Taylor, Hines, both flex consideration. I could picture one of them doing good. Houston, very, very generous against running backs, especially pass catching backs, which Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines is. So whoever gets the volume is one of those guys is gonna blow up. One of those guys is gonna be like high RB2. I hope it's Taylor. We just don't know because it's like different every game. Hines, he had this blow up game and then he has a clunker, so you never know. It's anybody's guess. But one of those guys is gonna do a number on Houston. I can promise you that. So that's why I have them both as flex, because one of them's gonna flunk, one of them's gonna do good. Maybe they both do decent. I don't know. But they're both kind of like flex, borderline RB2. Rivers could be a sneaky play. Houston, they're not very good. But it's Phillip Rivers, always scary. Those guys like Phillip Rivers, Jared Goff, Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr, like those guys just scare me. Baker Mayfield, I never feel comfortable, even if they play good, because all those guys have shown us signs, but even if it's a good matchup, they've also, we thought the 49ers would be a good matchup last week for Goff. Saw what happened there. Same thing with Derek Carr. So, it scares me, but you're in deeper leagues. It is Houston. You should at least have a safe floor. You would think. You would hope. It's all about if the Texans can keep up. That's really what it comes down to, because I think Indianapolis, their defense is going to be back to being dominant, especially after getting shellacked by the Titans. So it's all about game flow, guys. It's all about game flow. Deshaun Watson, I expect Indianapolis to put up points. So just given that fact, he's Deshaun Watson. He's overcome, but I think he might struggle. But if Indianapolis blows him out and he's playing catch up, then he could get some junk points. So that's what I'm hoping for there. But I don't feel, I'm still starting him. Don't get cute. I'm still starting him over Cousins and all those guys that have nice matchups. But it is a concern because I think Indianapolis is going to get back to being that dominant defense. Brandon Cooks, low wide receiver 2 flex. All these other guys are darts. A lot of people have been asking about the Texans tight ends, and yeah, I expect them to get more work, but can you trust Atkins? I don't trust him. And, Cooties, Coulter, I know these guys are names that are being thrown around. It's going to be hard to trust. It's going to be hard to trust anybody. Brandon Cook's the only person, and I'm kind of like a borderline wide receiver 2 flex, but I don't even feel good about that one. Because Deshaun Watson he'll spread the ball around too. Rams versus Cards. Love. I mentioned this as a bounce back. Love Cooper Kupp. 2 weeks ago, Lockett had 21 points against Arizona from the slot. 3 weeks ago was Beasley. Even the Patriots, who suck at passing, I always take the under with Cam's passing yards. Myers was their leading receiver out of the slot, so Cooper Kupp is going to go nuts. Love Cooper Kupp. And Goff has a bounce back game. Woods is a decent start as well. Should be a high scoring game, especially that the Cards are at home. Akers is a darty flex. I'm not quite confident. I know he had that big run. The stats were nice because of it. But is McVay giving him the keys fully? I don't know that yet. So he's more of a darty flex. Cards. Murray, people have been asking me, should I start Cousins over Murray? Guys, don't get cute. Murray had to go to New England. Bill Belichick is a master at, stopping the team's best player. And then the week before that, was it the Rams or something? Those are pretty good defenses. Don't get cute, guys. Murray's still that dude. Same thing with D-Hop. I know he's facing Ramsey, but he's got actually the most yards against Ramsey than any other player. He's also faced him a bunch of times being in the same division, but that's neither here nor there. Drake's been on fire, so fire him up. Eagles and Packers. Miles Sanders, if not now, then when? I mean, it's the Green Bay Packers. Freaking David Montgomery had 100 yards and like 11 carries last week. So Sanders, give him the damn ball. Philly need to get their shit together. Goddard's been on fire, about the only person I trust. Starting there with confidence. Wentz. Enter at your own risk. Packers, Rodgers on fire. Fire him up. Adams. I'm not even, obviously, you got to ask about that. Then just quit. Aaron Jones. Not the best matchup, but, you know, if they're up big or if they, you know, drive and gets a cheap touchdown like Chris Carson did. Oh, no, that wasn't really cheap. But whatever. You get the point. It's Aaron Jones. Lazard is nothing more than a darty flex. I don't trust Lazard. When you ask me, Lazard or Slayton, then fine. Lazard. He's just got to start. Nothing I feel great about. And then Broncos and Chiefs. I want no part of the Broncos. Drew Lock sucks. He's making everybody else suck. The one player I will say I like is Fant because you know KC's going to light him up, especially at home. So the ball's got to go somewhere. And Gronk just lit up KC, so that's their weak spot. The corners are very good. The secondary as a whole has been good. So I like Noah Fant, just because tight end, too, has been a crapshoot. But Judy's nothing more than a darty flex, just because he's talented and they're going to score a lot of points. KC, that is, not Denver. KC's defense is good. Mahomes, Tyreek, blah, 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 blah. You're starting everybody for KC. I don't know what the deal is with CEH, if he's starting or not. Either way, it's not a good start versus Denver. But, I mean, you can play him. And then I guess you would play Bell. Then Bell gets a boost if CH sits, but not the best matchups. And there you have it, guys. Sunday slate, week 13. Break down who you should start, who you should sit. As always, if you have any questions, comment down below. Show me some love. Give me a like. Let me know if you want to get in on the bets. All right, guys. Love you guys. Peace.